Thank you very much who came and bought my coffee here. If you came Chiang Mai, and please come and see me and have a good coffee here, sweet home here. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.
Hey, welcome to the channel. It's Tuesday. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up here, actually south of the old city, in about the same area I was in the last video. But there was an area that I was trying to get to that I couldn't really get to. But one of the subscribers had told me about this place, probably about 2 or 3 months ago, and we had made a plan to hook up and come out and show it to me. And he met with me this morning and walked me through the whole thing. He didn't really want to get on video, so and plus we wanted to feel the area out because we didn't know where we were going to be climbing or anything, so I didn't bring the video camera. But I figured I'd come back and make a video here because it's really interesting. It's going to take us out on the southwest corner of what the old city was where the actual wall was, and in amongst a bunch of houses. I'll turn the camera around. I'll stop talking. I want to thank everybody that's left comments and subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it. The channel is growing, and I'm really pleased. I'm glad that people are enjoying the content. Today I'm going to tell you about a guy that he was arrested back in late 2012, and it's kind of an odd story because, again, the news media, I'm reading 2 or 3 different articles on it, and they're all saying something a little bit different, but I'll try to piece it together and try to give you the best example that I can of what actually happened. All these pretty birds. But he had been living with this woman for about it says about 6 or 7 years in Phuket. And try to get out of this breeze here. See, this is the canal that we walked through last time. People living up there. Huh. She was out sweeping when we came through last time. But hey, kitty, cats and dogs. Bunch of cats here. Wow, this is really cool. We're going to walk up this way and up these steps. But he had been living with this woman for about 6 years, and apparently he was pretty wealthy, and he may have owned some land up there. I really can't tell. There were some comments in some of the forums that the guy was a real horse's butt. And real hard to deal with, but anyway, his girlfriend turns up missing, and her family and I'll let this lady get through. Hello, Swati Cop. Her family reported her missing in the province that they lived in, and apparently nothing was really done about it. And now this is one synopsis that was put in the paper, and apparently they contacted DSI, which is the We're going to go up this way. The main criminal investigation branches in the country. And they looked into it, and her car had been repossessed because nobody made the payments on it. And they had found blood in the car. Now, why they didn't act then, I don't know. But anyway, the other story I read was that his maid at his house smelled something stinking in the basement, and she notified the police, and the police came down, and this is eventually what did happen. The police came down and searched the basement, and they found a locked bathroom downstairs, and this is like 2 years later. And inside the bathroom, they found a plastic tub with body parts in it. And apparently he put the body in there, and I believe they also found her purse, and they found a gun and bullets in the room as well. But yeah, this is the old wall right here. They end up charging him with murder, and this is where it, you know, I mean, I've taken a lot of confessions from people and talked to a lot of criminals that have done some really bad stuff. And what he says is that she came over and they got into an argument, and she fell down the stairs, and he didn't know what to do, so he panicked and put her body in the plastic basin, and he put some kind of chemical on the body to try to disintegrate it, because they found pieces and parts, and locked the room up and just went about his merry business. But the thing that the cops didn't really believe him, you know, kind of like that Netflix series, I think it's called The Staircase. I watched that whole series, and if that guy wasn't guilty, I don't know who was. You know, I just, there are too many inconsistencies in his stories, and too many things that happen by chance for him not to be guilty, and the same with this guy. And apparently they did a forensic examination of the body, and found that she had been struck in the head, which was consistent with falling down the stairs, which, you know, is kind of obvious. Now apparently this is where the old wall went. Now when we walked in the last video, we were down in this area. And I'll keep walking straight here for a little while. But you know, these guys, the things that they come up with, and the stories that they come up with, are just, you know, you would have thought after 2 years he would have thought of a better story than that, but he didn't. And the thing that kind of bugged me was that, you know, nobody really started looking for her hard, you know, for a couple years. And like I said, I don't know if the story about the maid is true. It was written in the paper, but then there was another article that said that the DSI had got involved through her family, and executed a search of the guy's house, and found her. And you know, I don't know. You know, that's the problem with the media here, is, and there's nothing else. The last thing I can find on him is he's going to trial in 2013. There is absolutely nothing about his conviction, nothing about what happened to him. You know, for all I know, he could have been found not guilty, or you know, they could have pled him on a lesser charge of disposing of a body. I don't know. And I've searched and searched and searched, and that's one of the things that really frustrates me doing these kind of stories, are that after the initial big blast is gone, they don't follow up on them. And you know, in the States, when something happened, the news media would follow it through all the way to the time that they slammed the doors on them, and even after that. But you know, so there's no telling this guy. He could be out now. I don't know. I have no way of knowing. I think we'll walk down this way and then go to the right, because it's going to intersect where I walked last time. But you read about these things, you think, good Lord, I couldn't imagine living in a house with a dead body. But I will tell you another story, and it's a story that it was a case that I was involved in. As a matter of fact, I was captain of detectives at the time. We had a guy that was reported missing. His father, oh, there's a sweet little dog just conked out there. His father was a reserve deputy with the department that I worked for. Actually, it was his stepfather. And they reported him missing. Hey, kitty. And we hunted and hunted and hunted for him. And he had been living with a guy that I knew, a guy that I had worked with for a couple of years when I first came to Tennessee. Very, very meek guy, polite. He had been married and his wife had died, and he had kind of taken this guy in. And, you know, without saying too much about anything, you know, they had a relationship, which, you know, no big deal. But, and he kept, you know, we talked to him and I talked to him. He says, I haven't seen him, you know, he said he was leaving and not coming back, and that was the end of it. And then one of my detectives had gone down to Chattanooga and interviewed some people that said that they saw him. Yeah, see, we walked around here the other day, but I think we went right at this intersection up here. Hello. But we're not going to get in that mess today. We're going to walk this way, which will bring us out to a market. I know, because like I said, I've already walked this. Yeah, see, we went that way last time. I think. Maybe not this one, maybe the next one. I think it's the next one, because I remember the lady was standing out there washing her clothes. And she was out this morning when we walked by. But he found somebody that had seen him and was aware of his being okay after the time that he was being missing. So we kind of backed off of it, which was a mistake. But wow. Hello. Can I put you on video? How you doing? You live here? This where you live? This is neat. How many years? You live here all your life? Good. Okay. Thank you. Swadee Kap. Pu Thai, my die. Shame on me. Swadee Kap. Should have brought my wife with me. He's laughing at me. But he's still laughing. Should be laughing too. But we got a lead from somebody that said that the guy he had been living with made some statements that just didn't jive with what he had been telling us. So the detectives go over to his house, and they pull up, and he's sitting out on the front porch. And they start questioning him, you know, and they confront him on his lies. And he finally admits that the guy was dead. And they said, well, you know, where is he? He had rolled this guy's body up in a carpet and had it in the kitchen for almost 3 years. It's a neat little place. And he had sprinkled room deodorizer and all that kind of stuff. And hello, Swadee Kap, to get rid of the smell. But he had lived in that house for 2 years. And we arrested him. We charged him with second-degree murder. And this is the excuse that he used. He said he came home one day and the guy was suicidal. And he had a gun and was going to kill himself, and he went to get the gun away from him, and the gun actually went off and killed him. Well, let her get behind me. Hello. Going to the market. She's got her place, way to cook and everything. And he said he panicked and just didn't know what to do with the body. So he wrapped it up in a carpet and left it in the house. And but by the time we got in there, you know, a body will stink for so long, but it won't stink forever. And it had pretty much solidified. So there really wasn't that much of a smell, but it was very, very uncomfortable knowing that there was a body. Now, we've walked this before. This is how we came in, and we turned left here, and that got us in that mess over there that we couldn't get out of. But we're gonna go this way. And I can't remember where I came in at. I may have come in right there, I don't know. Cars driving back here. Hey buddy, how you doing? I'm not gonna bother you. But that's what he said. You know, by that point in time, you know, we couldn't do a gunshot residue test or anything like that. There was no way to tell. And the trajectory of the bullet really was not in a position that that normally somebody would, yeah, I think, no, we didn't come that way. I don't think so. But we're coming out of the market. I don't know where that goes. Looks like a good trip for another day. We'll walk up by the market. But anyway, we charged him and the case went to court. And I'll wait till this thing gets by me. บ้านสันป่าเหยียงตำบลมะเขือแจ้อำเภอเมืองจังหวัดอุบลครับวันที่ 4 ธันวาคม 2565 เวลา 9:39 นาทีพระสงฆ์องค์เจ้า They're collecting money probably for the temple เจริญพุทธมนต์แล้วก็ได้ยกเจ้าฟ้าอันนี้ขึ้นสู่ยอดแห่งอุโบสถหลวงแล้วของวัดสันเพิ่งเฮานะครับเนอะตู้วันนี้ก็เป็นวันสุดท้ายแล้วพวกเราเนี่ยต้องมาถือโอกาสที่มิตรหมายมงคลที่อย่างยิ่งที่เจ๊เขาน้องบ่าวน้องสาวเมียเขาได้ร่วมทำบุญกับวัดสันเพิ่งเฮามานี่ก็ขออนุโมทนาด้วยเนอะไหนๆก็เพื่อจะยกวันที่ 4 แล้วครับก็ได้มีเวลาแล้วครับข้าวกับปลาอาหารการกินอย่างนี่พ่อแม่มีน้ำจิตน้ำใจหลังจากนั้น You don't see that every day. You sure don't see it in the United States anyway. But this is a neat little market. There's all kinds of food here. But anyway, they brought me this guy's computer. They seized the computer out of the living room and they brought it to me. And I did a forensic examination of the computer. And based on what the guy was telling us and what I found on the computer, about 40 minutes before this happened, this guy is on the internet trying to find shoes, pants and clothes and stuff like that. Hello. And he's surfing the internet. He's not searched anything about anything black or doomy or anything like that. So our basic conception was that this guy came home, and the guy told him that he was moving out and he was leaving, and he shot him, killed him, instead of, you know, just doing what most normal people do and say, hey, see you later, bye. Yeah, we'll walk this way too. And I interviewed him shortly after he was arrested, and you know, like I said, I had a rapport with the guy because I'd worked with him for a couple of years and I knew him fairly well. So I figured that I would have a fairly good chance of getting a confession out of him. And you know, I talked to him. He wouldn't break. He stuck to his story. But there was one thing that he said to me that really kind of stuck in my mind, that I knew we had a killer. And he looks at me, he says, Billy, he says, now with us, it was until death us do part. And it just clicked on me. And I thought, yeah, he's killed him. And we were able to get a conviction. Oh, there's an old Mercedes, seen better days. Always walking around finding old cars around here. But we were able to get a conviction on him, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, they appealed the conviction and it got overturned for some reason. By this time I was already in my days of patrol work, so I really don't know what happened. But I understand that that one of the courts reversed a decision that was detrimental to the case, and that happens sometimes, and you just hate it. You absolutely hate it, but you have to go along with it, and you know, you learn from mistakes like that happen, and things that you run into along the way. I mean, for me, being a police officer and an investigator, you know, they put me through the academy, and they gave me a bunch of books to read. But where I learned how to be an effective investigator was from the defense attorneys. You know, believe it or not, these guys don't want the criminals out there either, and they would prefer that, wow, this is neat. They would prefer that I catch them, not only to get them off the street, but it brings them more business. So I learned a lot from the attorneys, and I learned some of the tricks that they play too. But like I said, I don't know what it was that what caused the reverse or anything like that. Like I said, I was so far out of the picture by then, I didn't know, and I really didn't care. Hey, buddy. I could hire him to drive me around to my car, but I don't think I will. Whew. A local bank.
Around the city?
No, I want to go up here, turn left, and go down in front of the, you know, the park where they work out?
Oh, the park.
Yeah.
Opposite in the park.
No, this side.
Oh, I see.
How much?
How much you give me?
I'll give you 50 baht.
Not bad.
Not bad, huh?
Okay.
Okay. Just go around here and go left and left.
Yeah,
There's a 7-Eleven next to the park where I want to stop.
Next to the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, right next to 7-Eleven. Oh, let me get in. Oh. Sorry guys, I'm bouncing you around here. I've already walked this once, so I'll take a tuk-tuk ride back. Give him a little money too. I out it's not that far. It's probably only less than a kilometer, but I'll enjoy the view from the back of a tuk-tuk. I think I can do this. He's a good driver. He goes around the bumps. We are going to go by the Chinese embassy here in just a minute, I think, or we may have already passed it. Yeah, because here's the psychiatric hospital here. I think I've talked to this guy before while I've been out walking. I can't really remember. No, Trong Pai.
Trong Mai?
Yeah, just a little.
Not this one?
Yeah, 7-Eleven. Beautiful park here. If you want to get some exercise and peace and quiet, that's the park to go to. There's never anybody there. Get your oranges and all kinds of stuff here. And believe it or not, those oranges are not real. I never knew that. I've been by there 100 times. I always thought they were real, but they're not. Yeah, you're gonna pull me right up to my car. This is great. Hey, this is service right here. Good, right here. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Oh, let me get my butt out of here. Whew. You doing okay? Good. There you go. You keep. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye. We'll see you later.